standing tight, chilling at Honey Dew, where coffee meets delight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tune in live every Wednesday at 10. Bring a family member or friend.
Hey, welcome everybody to Chopping It Up at Honey Dew. Oops, sorry. It's the Really Charlie podcast. And just want to tune in today and talk to you about chopping it up at Honey Dew. Things have been really indecisive. We didn't know what we were gonna do, how things gonna turn out. Especially this last month or so. And so end result is the last show that we had was last Wednesday. This Wednesday, we won't be at Honey Dew. And so a lot of things are going on, timing, career timing, as far as jobs and so on and so forth. But, I didn't want to go without thanking everyone that joined us every week on Chopping It Up at Honey Dew. Chop Sterner, Walter Moniz, and myself, and the numerous guests that came on, the patrons at Honey Dew, the staff at Honey Dew, and everyone that really took time and actually came to the show every Wednesday. So or tuned in through social media, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And I truly appreciate it. And I wanted to come on here and just do my part. And thank you for your support. And it truly was appreciated. Initially, Chops Turner had come to me and talked to me about doing a podcast at Honey Dew, and I said, yeah, why not? Think it would be a good thing. And he had the support from Walter Moniz, the owner of Honey Dew Rte 18, and so we got it started. The thing about the podcast is, I like the interaction, the gelling that we did as hosts, and talking about many things, especially during the football season, because we were all avid football fans, and and so the topics were very easily flowing out of the conversation, and so that was good. And then as things gone by, things went by. Guests were coming in and appearing, and it changed. It changed its identity, and we were going nice and strong. So, but as things happen, even that there was some point where we were stopped, where people were kind of hating on the show, and wondering why is there entertainment at Honey Dew. Well, the craziest thing is that the local radio station was there, the podcast was there. Later on, Chops was there singing and entertaining from 10 to 10:30. But there was always something coming up, and so it was not also putting on the show. It was also dealing with the criticism, dealing with the little obstacles over and over again. It was kind of was sad that something that's real positive, community oriented, was getting snacks here left and right. So anyways, maybe it was the host on the show, maybe it was the business, maybe it was somebody that wasn't there. It was just crazy that we would have to go through that, you know. Um, so end result is, we had to make a decision, and as far as me, I my time is valuable to me, and I always say that, that if I'm going to dedicate to something, I want to make sure that we're all on board 100% doing our thing and staying loyal and dedicated to it. Podcast, people don't realize they're always open to come to different podcasts and or give up different brainstorms about podcasts. But most people don't realize that you have to have the stamina. You really have to um, be committed. Be committed to your audience. And excuse me one second. One second here. Sorry. Need to put the fan on. Little hot up here. So we I forget where I was going, but anyways, I have a few things that I have that talks about some of the things and why it's a sad and tragic thing to stop the podcast, and this is based on social media responses, likes, comments during the show, and so I'm going to go through a few of them, right? If I can do it, let's see, try to read it on the screen here. Yeah, so I'm really disappointed with anyone involved in this being dropped. I really, I was committed to it. There's so many other things that people can do, but they come to the podcast, right? Sit down and enjoy it. So let's talk about a few things, all right? Okay. All right. It became part of the people's morning routine, started their day off tuning in, and they expressed different things like, being highlighted, having a highlighted voice through the podcast. It was something that we all look forward to, right? We look forward to it. So, um, and many viewers started their day out just tuning in, and they expressed how they felt, like having a cup of coffee with friends, and it highlighted local voices. The show gave everyday veterans, residents, business owners, elected officials, nonprofit leaders, athletes, musicians, community advocates, platforms, outlets. It promoted local businesses. So Honey Dew wasn't a local business, and it benefited from the exposure. Viewers appreciated seeing their hometown businesses receive support, positive community stories instead of concentrating on crime, controversy. Shows celebrated by it was celebrated by accomplishments, right? People appreciated discussions, their opinions, without any hostility we found on social media, right? So viewers would frequently talk about, some episodes, going back and forth. Hey, I like that. I like the guest you had on. That was pretty cool. We talked about festivals, fundraisers, youth sports, different charity events. Talked about the car shows at Honey Dew. Regular viewers came to expect the program each and every week. And we provided that. So residents also enjoyed seeing and us highlight the city, giving us some regional news, and it provided a free community platform, and that's what we did. So I think that we had thousands of local viewers, and it definitely was a chemistry, personalities. We had some humor. We had some conversations about the atmosphere, what's going on, and we were pretty genuine and organic when we talked about many things, right? So, uh, and the age group was young and old, and it was pretty cool, you know. I truly liked everyone that came on the podcast and really truly did a lot of things for me personally because I just like that, you know, that it makes me feel that I'm doing something important by putting the podcast on, right? So, and that's what we were able to do at Honeydew, is to have it on and present it, and it was easy to watch, you know. So the tail end of it, we had Chop singing 10 to 10:30, and this is a professional singer, you know, where you can come in, grab a beverage, grab a sandwich, a donut, or whatever you want to eat, along with your coffee or tea or one of the specialty drinks, and you get to sit there and enjoy the man singing from a variety of music. You know, it wasn't just um, a black artist singing black music. It was an artist singing some very great songs over the history of American music. You know, Frank Sinatra, B.B. King, uh, Lou Rawls, I believe, sang. Peebo Bryson, the Tavares. He was just doing a lot of things, right? And you got it for free. So, you know, that's why I wanted to come on here and just give you some feedback and just say, you know, so long, goodbye, and that you know, maybe we'll try to do something else again. And you know, but you always have the Really Charlie podcast. Been on since 2026, 2020 rather, 2020 to 2026, and I've been nonstop every single week doing a podcast and putting out some content out there for you. There's it never fails. I'm going to be on every single week. I got some advice from from an old friend of mine, and he always told me to, you know, just do your podcast, man. Just do your thing. Be solo. Do your thing. And you know, and I didn't mind him saying that to me because it was some real, you know, advice, and I took it on, and over the years I slowly realized that, you know, what he was saying is basically you're only accountable to yourself, right? When you do it alone. And that's what I try to be. I try to make myself accountable for what I'm doing, turning out a good product, and making sure that there's no glitches. And you know, I've learned. I was trial and error. You know, I see some of the previous podcasts and glitches and buffering and everything. You know, technology can be tough. So, um, if you're thinking about doing some podcasting, you have to make sure that when you put your name on it, your face behind the screen, in front of the camera, behind the microphone, got to make yourself accountable, right? And you got to have the stamina, which I just mentioned previously, to be on every week, every other week, but constantly doing it so people can expect you to be there when you talk about maybe Wednesday night at 7 p.m., Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Got to make sure you're there. Wednesday morning at Honeydew at 10 a.m. Got to make sure you're there. People are leaving their homes or putting on their phones, or their laptops, computers, whatever, and listening to you or expecting to listen to you, and then you're a no-show. A no-show. Why put anything out there? Why put anything out there that's saying that you're going to be a podcaster? Come see me, and then you don't show up. It's not cool, you know? And so I posted a couple of times in the past month about time. People's time is valuable. And if you don't think so, think about your community and how many funerals happened today, right? How many accidents, how many tragedies, unexpected or expected. But that was today. Tomorrow, there's no tomorrow for those people, right? The victims, the tragic losses, there's no tomorrow. So you have to share and give out and distribute your time with some value to it, right? It's real important. I had a good day doing a few things, little errands, popping around, doing things, getting things done. Those are valuable things, valuable times, who I'm spending with, right? And had a nice open conversation with someone today about their life and what they're going through. And, didn't have to share it with me, but I appreciate it. That was a great conversation, right? Going to build a friendship, a better friendship, right? We're already friends. Going to build a better friendship. When someone has no barrier and they're willing to talk to you and have some meaningful conversations about things, so that was valuable. That was very valuable, and it just leads back to what I'm talking about. When you invite Charlie Perry to be part of something that's going on with you, and you say you want to do something, I'm going to be there. I will be there. No doubt. But you got to make sure you're there too. That's not a threat. That's just if you're going to count me in, I'm going to be there. And that's all I ask from people. Stay committed. And be true to friends, family, right? Be true to them. Be very true to them because they could be doing something else. All right. So that's my spiel and that's my send off to everyone that viewed and came by to the Chopping It Up at Honey Dew podcast at Route 18. Want to say hello to everyone involved in Honey Dew. I appreciate you. Staff was just amazing. Both at 2813 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford and at 113 Conway Street. Some beautiful people. So thank you. We started out the podcast with Olivia. Oh, great manager, great host, great guest rather. She was awesome. Tailor-made for that job. Don't know where she's at now, but shout out to her in the beginning stages of really trying to make sure things happen. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This was about 20 minutes of the podcast, and I just wanted to say I appreciate you, everyone, that joined us for Chopping It Up at Honey Dew. Thank you, and I appreciate it. We'll continue with the podcast on Really Charlie Podcast, and sometimes you have to lose yourself. Tomorrow's a busy day. Have two podcasts. Have the New Bedford Mush Mob That's going to be great. You know, if you walk around the city in New Bedford and you see about 5 or 6 Huskies and a nice gentleman walking them, that's the New Bedford Mush Mob. You know, they're going to be on the podcast tomorrow, 7 p.m. Not tomorrow. Sorry, get this right here. Yeah, tomorrow. So, and then later on, we'll be on Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself. That's about 8 o'clock Eastern Time and 5 o'clock Pacific with my host, Marvin David Speller, the author of Unpacking Grief, Shattered to Onward. And we'll be talking about a very, very important subject, and that is love is. Love is. And then the conclusion of that podcast, we will talk about a great supplement, Protandem. Need to get that in your daily regimen. It activates your cells and kind of just gets all that oxidative stress out of you. So it's real important. People don't realize that's in the air, the water, in your food, and you got to do what's best to get that out of your system. It just makes you healthier. So, all right, thank you, everyone. It's the Really Charlie podcast, and I was just giving you a nice send off and hello and a goodbye from Chopping It Up at Honey Dew. We will no longer be at Honey Dew on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. All right, take care. God bless. And I'm going to get some updates on the sports scene, the NBA scene, and see what's going on with my boy Jaylen Brown. I don't want him to leave the Celtics, but looks like it's going to be that time, man. Too bad, man. Crazy. All right, everyone. Take care. God bless. And I will see you guys tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, please. I'll have